Welcome back to Politics Today. Now, the PDP Governors Forum held a meeting last night in Abuja behind closed doors. The governors of Bauchi, Plateau, Zamfara, Osun, and Rivers States were in attendance. So that's 5 governors out of the 13 elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party. The governors of Adamawa, Oyo, Delta, Bayelsa, Akwa Ibom, and Taraba States were absent. This meeting was supposed to be one of the series of meetings by the party leaders to find solution to the leadership crisis in the party. The communique issued by the PDP Governors Forum at the end of what they described as an enlarged meeting, which also had in attendance the Board of Trustees, the National Working Committee, the National Assembly leadership of the PDP caucus, and former governors of the party. Now, the party resolved that, 1, the National Executive Committee meeting, originally slated for the 24th of October, has been rescheduled to November 28, 2024. Now, bear in mind that the PDP Board of Trustees and some other prominent members of the party had advised that the party sticks to the October 24 date for the National Executive Committee meeting, where critical decisions affecting the unity of the party would be taken, perhaps ahead of the Ondo election. But according to the communique, the postponement is to ensure that the party goes into the forthcoming Ondo governorship elections with the unity and strength demanded to unseat the floundering, according to them, All Progressives Congress in the state. So let's get into the conversation now. I'm joined by a former national vice chairman of the PDP South-South, Mr. Emmanuel Ogidi. Welcome to Politics Today.
Thank you. Good evening.
I think it's nice to even see you laugh, considering what's happening in your party. But then again, I'd like to get your thoughts on what happened last night. There were high expectations from the meeting last night. I don't know if you had similar expectations, but talk to us about what you think about that communique issued at the end of that meeting.
You know, the PDP has an inbuilt mechanism on resolving issues. No matter how it seems to people outside, we have internal. And you can see that almost all the organs were present in the meeting yesterday. So it's safe. Because these same people are also part of the NEC. I'm part of the NEC. Now, it's a result of consultations. I'm happy. You know what? I'm happy. I belong, right now, I'm a member of the National Reconciliation Committee. Our job is we go around to ensure that there's peace in the party. And we've been doing that. So with the outcome of yesterday, we're happy in the committee that there's a progress in what we're doing. And people are also listening to what we're doing. So PDP, you can see that if you check the platforms, all the agitation has dropped because they know that there's something. So it's okay, we're good to go.
Well, you know, when you, as a member of the National Reconciliation Committee, when you had your meeting a few days ago, one of the things that you told journalists was that you were looking to reconcile everyone ahead of the Ondo governorship election. Now, what sort of reconciliation will be in place before then? Because it would seem that the PDP Governors Forum and the other enlarged stakeholders that attended that meeting have put everything on hold until after the election.
No, what do you mean by putting everything on hold?
How does that affect your reconciliation process?
It doesn't affect what we're doing. No, nothing is on hold.
How does the NEC also affect it? Because recall that, as I said earlier, the Board of Trustees advised that this should hold before the election.
You see, there were a lot of consultations going on. And one of the things people are expecting, just like I said, there is no NEC meeting that we've ever heard that the roof came down. The roof will never come down. Because we have our own inbuilt mechanism in resolving issues. What they did yesterday was in line with what we think about the party. And let me quickly use the opportunity to thank Nigerians for their patience with us. Nigerians have been so generous with us. Nigerians are like farmers. You know, if a farmer is not patient, you will not see the result of his labor.
This mechanism you talk about, some argue that it hasn't worked, and that's why this crisis has lingered. In fact, some say that what the party is going through now is unusual. This is not the kind of crisis it has had in the past, and that's perhaps why this mechanism you talk about has not worked.
The mechanism is working. This is not the problem. What is the problem? We've seen worse. We've got it 2 secretariat before. 2 secretariat. So how can you say this is worse? We're still maintaining 1 secretariat. There were policemen, soldiers got in office before. Nothing like that. So, it's working.
There are members of your party who don't understand why this has festered.
Now, let me tell you this. You see, when you are in opposition, especially when you have never been structured for opposition, I'll tell you the truth. When PDP was formed, 1998, and we went into governance, recall, we were so set that we're going to rule forever. But nothing is forever. We're doing our best. For 16 years, you know where we took the country to. But all of a sudden, some Nigerians felt that there must be a change. It's true that some of us also gave a reason for that. But where's the change today? It has brought us down to the barest, whatever you can think about. Yes, people are not happy with what's going on. That's why I'm happy. But behind that, I know that we have this inbuilt mechanism to deal with all those issues. The issues are not serious as you think. But it's when you are dealing with human being, you have to be very careful. Human being is not like metals or robots or anything. The same human, they just have to tell you good morning. You have to realize, how can even insult you? That's human being for you. So you have to be human being because it's a delicate person. You must handle the human being with tact.
A member of your board of trustees, Chief Bode George, questions the composition of the reconciliation and disciplinary committees. He
question
the disciplinary. Yes, but your recommendations will go to the disciplinary committee. He doesn't think that the composition is strong enough or experienced enough to handle whatever may arise.
You see, like I said, it's again about perception. But I believe one thing. By the time we finish our reconciliation, it may not even be any need to go to a discipline. You get what I mean? Myself, a culprit, I accept my fault. I say, please forgive me. What do you do? Because in this game, we need everybody on board. It is true, some have gone overboard. They have done all kinds of destructiveness. Yes, they have done that. But if they show repentance, what do you do? There must be discipline. Take the case of, what they call traffic light. You must monitor your traffic light. But sometimes you see what motorists do. Sometimes they end in accident that also caused death. Some of them have been forgiven. So our job as reconciliation is to bring everybody back on track. Very difficult assignment. But I believe by the grace of God we'll achieve it.
Yeah, because there are those who say that what you have in the party right now, the crisis stems from what happened with the National Convention. And they say that what would the committee do if those who you invite do not show up because they already agreed and they questioned whether or not this is a necessary move at this time? Do you have what it takes to address people failing to honor your invitations?
When we get to that bureaucracy, we expect them to come.
And if they don't?
They will come. I have that belief.
Well, from your...
You see, because of the way we are going about it, they are beginning to see the genuineness of what we are doing. So they will come.
Well, from your understanding...
We met with the NWC yesterday. Yes, technically, they were the ones that inaugurated us. But we're with them. So,
what's the state of the leadership crisis of your party? I would like you to clarify if the PDP has a multifaceted crisis with regard to, is it a leadership problem or is it a grievance between two people?
You see, which two people are there?
I mean,
that's what we'll say. No,
some point to Minister of FCT is Wike and Atiku Abubakar.
No. It's perception. That's what people perceive. How can one Vice President Atiku Abubakar have a problem with the leadership? Wike, yes, he may have because of annoyance. Why would he not be annoyed? He's human. He's human.
What is his annoyance with the leadership?
Whatever it is annoyance, it's human. There's nothing wrong with getting annoyed. Our job is to make sure that it's within the...
But is the leadership not legitimately in place?
It's in place.
So what is his grievance with that legitimate leadership?
Look, you see, when you are frustrated,
By what?
Whatever, the human being. Okay, look at the man who is frustrated. The wife just finished abusing him in the house. He called the driver, said, good morning. He said, get out. The driver didn't do anything wrong. But because the wife had offended him, he transferred the aggression. So that's what's happening. Transferred aggression.
That's what's happening with who?
With whoever is not happy with what's going on. Because people have been saying, they said, oh, because of the, the convention. Over a year ago. So if somebody is still upset, what will the person do? It's going to be transferred aggression. That's what I mean. We lost election in 2023. We are aggrieved. Transferred aggression. But each time I want to say something against this government, people say, oh, they are frustrated. We are not really frustrated. But we have not perfected the act of being in opposition. If not, with all this that is going on, we should be attacking what's going on, but rather we are being distracted. Look at what's going on in the country today. As big as the federal government is, workers cannot go to work all the 5 days a week anymore. They do 3 days, 2 days shift. I don't even know how you guys are on for the last, you keep running. You're running generator. You're on a plan, what do you call it? The plan A or plan B. I don't know what you call it these days. You don't enjoy electricity? The cost of living is going on. As I was coming here, I saw a car on the street. And it's good about Minister of, what do you call it? Cows in this federal cabinet. When we were government, when President Basajo was here later, you never saw cows on the street. But that's what you see.
Why do you think that has happened now?
Because they're not organized. I'm a small-time farmer now. I'm having a problem with the farms. The last time this, this headman came, took away, I planted, I wanted to start small. I had 1,000 coconut and 1,000, plantain. They came and did all kinds of things to my plant.
So when you talk about organization and them not being organized,
yeah.
Do you think that this livestock ministry that's come, that the president has introduced now, will address some of the concerns? You're a farmer. You say you've been attacked by herdsmen as well. Do you think that it will address it?
You know, I'm happy. You know, I'm laughing. The same day it was announced, the same day I saw cow on the road, I said, okay. So the minister has a lot of work because they're going to start from Abuja. That's all. You see, but what is wrong with us? Livestock have been sustaining countries. What is wrong with us? Why can't it sustain us? The only thing we hear is destruction. What kind of country are we in? With all the information at our beck and call, we've seen what they do. The milk. No.
Well, since you're here as opposition, I might as well just ask you what you think about the reshuffling of the cabinet by the president. Because he's been commended by quite a number of people who said...
It's a distraction. You see,
the commendation
when your government is failing, you do one or two things, so you'll have to discuss for some time. That's what it's doing.
You think it's a distraction?
It's a distraction. It's a distraction. You fire 5, you engage 7. We're saying it is too heavy, you're increasing it with another. What are you talking about? Oh, the president didn't know everybody. They were nominated, suggested. Is that what has happened again? The 7 of them were not suggested to him. What are we talking about? You remember when they went to London, what do you call that place? The lecture. They were going to put square peg and square holes. That's what they said when they were campaigning. So where are the square peg and the square holes now? Oh, you can remember that if I will answer that question, this will answer this question. It's all showmanship. What do you think to the showmanship? Showmanship.
Are you speaking from a general point of view, or there are specific appointments that you have a problem with?
Appointment with them? Look, you see, if you are efficient, you are here to show anything that cannot handle the welfare, the safety of property and so on. It has failed. Look at the last situation. I left Asaba yesterday by the flight of 8:30 in the morning. We left Asaba after 9 p.m. yesterday. We landed in Abuja. So when coming, I was very impressed. You mean there's street light now? Because during Buhari's time, there was no street light. I said things have improved though. As soon as we got to the city gate, darkness. This is the federal capital. The same people who said if you cannot give light before this time, 6 months, the federal government. The same people who say if I cannot make sure everybody is comfortable with light, don't vote me second time. Nobody is going to vote them second. They're going to steal and run the game with it.
Your party that should be holding them to account is a mess.
Yeah, and they are part of our problem.
Troubles.
They are part of our problem.
You find that you're not
But
giving,
something's going to break. No, something's going to break.
As.
You see, something's going to break. And you start seeing the truth about everything. I believe so much in that.
When we'll talk about reconciliation for the PDP, as a member of the Reconciliation Committee, what exactly is reconciliation for the PDP? And also, while you talk about that, look at the Ondo election forthcoming, and then look at what happened in Edo State.
Good.
What did you do in Edo State, and what would you be doing differently ahead of the Ondo governorship election?
You see, we did everything in Edo State. You ran again with the result. You can even
before you talk about the result, when you say you did everything, what did you do?
Well, we campaign? We campaigned.
No, I mean, I'm talking about reconciliation because, one, you had a lot of defections from your party. The deputy governor left. You had some political heavyweights on the state lead.
Yes. When we inaugurated, there was not enough time to do that. If that's what you want to say, yes, there was not enough time. But when we went to your state last week, we met with the state, we met with the Ondo state. We had what they told us, and we worked on it. We're good to go in Ondo state, yes. But in the case of Edo, we didn't have enough time. But in spite of that, we won that election. We did.
So when you talk about winning this election, the Ondo State election is coming up now.
Yeah.
Concerns around your party insisting that results were changed with regard, and then the electoral umpire. What is your level of confidence going into this election?
We always go with confidence. Let the umpire disappoint himself.
You know your party has a problem with the rec in the state. Is it a national problem, or you leave it for the party at the state level to address?
We have stated what we have stated.
So what happens going forward?
What can you do?
Will you still partake in that?
Of course we're going to partake in it.
But there are no constitutional grounds for which you want the rec to be removed.
We have stated what we have stated.
Which is?
We recommend it. You see, when we won the election in 2007, and we saw that there were some discrepancies, late Yaradua admitted, said, look, we need to work on how we can ensure that every election is free and fair. And we worked on it. So, but it has been thrown under the bus again.
No, Mr. Ogidi.
Thank you.
Only 5 out of 13 PDP governors were at the meeting last night.
Oh, okay, good.
In last week, over the weekend actually, the APC national chairman was in Ondo State.
Yeah.
About 4 or 5 governors were with him to boost the confidence of the electorate and support the team there. When you talk about reconciliation ahead of your
all
election,
our governors that are on this project, I tell you that.
That on what project?
On the Edo project.
How do you justify that? What's your understanding of why only 5 out of 13 were there yesterday?
Look, you see, before they came to that meeting, like I said, they met. They've agreed on what to do. That's it. They've agreed. I know that one clearly.
You know, some members of the House of Representatives under your party have very much agreed with the leadership of your party. They've consistently held public engagements speaking against the leadership of your party.
We're working on that. Working on that.
All right.
That's our job.
Mr. Emmanuel Ogidi, former National Vice Chairman of the PDP South-South, thank you very much for coming on Politics Today.
And thank you for the opportunity also.
You're most welcome.
Thank you.